Alright, what's going on? This is just a video on the Galil that I have. I've had this thing together for a long time. I've made it actually before my Mac 11, and it's still together. This is the magazine. It's just a quick, not really special or anything. It's really just a 2x magazine with some side plating to get some details right. It is a little thick. It's almost 4 wide, but yeah, I really just don't care, because when you have it inside the gun, it looks fine. So yeah, has a little notch right here to lip inside of here, and then has this little notch on the back of the magazine release to catch on. Got the bullet on the top. Doesn't really look that good, but whatever. But yeah, hinges. But yeah, it's a pretty simple magazine. I guess let's just go over some of the features. It's got a trigger. As you can see, it's got a magazine release. It's got a bolt, which has springs. It's got field strip, sights. You can flip down. It's got folding stock. Folds like the real one. You pull it down, and then you just fold it over. You also got the safety, which is ambidextrous. There's one on the grip. So this way, it's unsafe. So what it does is actually has a little mechanism on the inside where it's still on fire. You cannot take off the dust cover, but when it's unsafe, you can put it on. It has no effect on the bolt, because the bolt doesn't travel far back enough to be affected by it. So yeah, I'm just gonna take it apart real quick. Check if it's empty. Nothing in there. Put it on safe, and you'd push the main spring. And then you can take off the dust cover. So here it is, well, more up close. These pieces right here allow for the bolt to travel, and I'll show you why. Here's the plates that holds the mainspring. There's the sight. You can see it flip down. So yeah, the actual Galil has a reinforced bottom right here to help, since the rear sight is literally mounted on top of the dust cover. The real AK, it would wobble around a lot. So I showed this to make it actually a plate taller than what I did on my actual AK, because before I just had it just one plate wide. Like this part right here was one plate wide, like thick, like one plate. This part was one plate thick, and so yeah, just to show it's reinforced, I added an extra plate on there. But yeah, you have the sight. This dust cover looks a lot nicer than my other AK dust cover. And I just think it just, pretty sturdy. Now what you can do is you can take out the mainspring. So here's the mainspring. You can see the tab on it is a lot longer. Okay, so I put the mainspring inside the dust cover, and you can actually see how far it sticks out. It sticks out like an extra 2 studs on the main. So this would be around the same length that the mainspring is the AK, but the Galil has it extended because of, rifle grenades and just for added stability. This is where the bolt would travel, so those are the springs. And yeah, the dust cover does have a nice technique for using these hollow studs to put the Technic bricks to hold this little rod that holds the mainsprings. I'm actually going to take off the springs because you need that rod for some field strip. So I'm just going to take them off. I'm going to put them off to the side. So you have the mainspring right there. From now you can just take out the bolt. So yeah, when I recollect what I said earlier, the reason why the dust cover has these little cutout sections is because the base of the bolt is 3 wide and the Galil is 4 wide. This is where the mainspring comes from. But yeah, basically it rides across this little cutout section right here. And since it's dials, it's the same width. But yeah, it just slides around across that. So yeah, the bolt is just a bunch of 1x1 bricks with jumper plates and stuff. You got the little handle right here, which just is using this lightsaber piece for reinforcements. But I typically just grab it from down here because it's the most sturdiest. If you grab it from up here, it'll just fall off. So that's why I just kind of I charge it weirdly. I'm going to take out off the fire selector, which is just a very simple design. Same design I used on my AK, actually. I'm going to take out the stock. And it's just held on by a pin. That's why I took out the springs on the dust on the mainspring. So there's the pin, and now it just slides out. So this is the stock. It's based off of Jim's Lego Guns' Galil stock from a while ago. This is the butt plate. Looks pretty nice. Have the angled part. And then here's the actual mechanism. So as you can see on this side, it won't come out, but if you pull down, it'll be able to swivel. Has this on the top for extra stability, and has a little Technic brick here because there's studs on the inside, and it'll help reinforce it a little bit. Here's the deflector to help keep things away from the mechanism on the side. But yeah, it's just a nice little stock mechanism. Not too hard to figure out, but it's also not the sturdiest thing in the world. I'm gonna wait to take off the handguard and just show you guys the grip. So there is the grip right there. Has a little piece on the back that's just held on by a little clip. And if I show you the back side, you can see the fire selector on this side. This part is actually too wide, as you can see, and allows for the fire selector, so you can see it move up and down. You can see the trigger and this little piece for the magazine release. The magazine release shield. The trigger wobbles a little bit, but it's not that bad. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to take out the gas tube, which you just grab and pull down. So this is the gas tube. Has this little piece for the dovetail, which is one of the things that could Galil change from the AK. The way that the gas tube is connected is different. It's dovetailed, so it's just a nicer connection, which you can see right here. You can see little barrel pieces. And then I also use a barrel piece from up here because for two reasons. The brick actually connects onto here and provides a stable connection, and it also is hollow because it'll look like gas can come through it. So that's just a nice little detail I added. Also here is the little front sight ring right there. To take out the screws, all you need to do is just pull them out. On a real Galil, they would, actually be screws, but since you can't really do screws in Lego, you kind of just have to do pins, which is kind of sad, but just take it out. And yeah, here it is. It's 4 wide. Has these little nice things on the side for detailing. It has the grooves, the pinholes. It's pretty comfortable to hold on to. Soft on the top. But yeah, this is the pin. These are the pinholes on the barrel. On the real life model, they should be higher up. But yeah, here's a bottle cap opener. It doesn't work, but I just added it there because you really can't have a Galil without a bottle cap opener. Here are just some little details on the side. Yeah, you have a bipod mount right here. And then you have the muzzle brake right here, which is just a simple birdcage design. Yeah, that is the Galil. I'm gonna put it back together and just give my final thoughts on it. So final thoughts on the Galil. Looks wise, I think it looks alright. It's not the nicest looking gun in the world, but I think it just, you know, it looks like a Galil, so I feel like I did right, alright. Function wise, I didn't get as much as I wanted. Wanted a actual working trigger group. I wanted the safety defected trigger. Bottle cap maybe to actually work. Just sturdy some things up a little bit. Grip still has a little bit of wobble to it, and the mag stock isn't really that sturdy. I'd also like to sturdy up. I'd also like to sturdy up the charging handle, because if you grab it from up here, it would just fall off. Maybe sturdy up the barrel a little bit, because it's not really the sturdiest thing. But yeah, otherwise, I think it's a pretty nice gun. There's really not that many things I would change about it, other than those. So yeah, that's really it. I'm not gonna get a tutorial about this, so don't ask. Other than that, yeah, see you guys later.